Rescuers in Laos say they are investigating a possible knocking response deep inside a flooded cave network where two men are believed to remain trapped. The development could indicate possible signs of life, but rescuers stress they need to investigate further before saying for sure whether the knocks are from the stranded men.
The United States military says it has struck Iranian military sites, and Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, says it has targeted a US base in response, the latest in a series of exchanges as negotiations to end the 3-month US-Israel war on Iran are conducted. US President Donald Trump also on Monday described Iran as eager to reach an agreement.
Punjab Sports Minister Malik Faisal Ayub Kokar has directed officials to prepare detailed proposals on fee structures and staff shortages at sports complexes across all tehsils of Rawalpindi Division. The directions were issued during his visit to the Tehsil Sport Complex Dobi Ghat in Muri, where he reviewed the available facilities, administrative matters and existing infrastructure.
Teenage boy has died of rabies in Karachi despite receiving anti-rabies vaccination 3 months earlier at a public sector hospital, raising serious concerns over post-bite treatment and follow-up care. According to Jinnah Postgraduate Medical Centre's JPMC Emergency Department in charge, Dr. Irfan Siddiqui, the 13-year-old was brought to the hospital on May 26 at around 11 a.m. The Pakistan Medical and Dental Council, PMDC, has introduced new regulations for students seeking admission to foreign medical colleges, tightening eligibility and registration requirements for overseas medical education. Under the new rules, students who have passed FSC in Pakistan must have secured at least 60% marks. They must also obtain at least 50% marks in the MDCAT exam. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa KP government has launched summer camps in public and private schools across summer zone districts to help students recover learning losses caused by the temporary 4-day school week during the recent fuel crisis. According to guidelines issued by the Elementary and Secondary Education Department, the camps will run from June 1 to June 30, 2026. Students in grades 3 to 8 will attend classes from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m, focusing on English, Urdu, mathematics and general science. A major Indian tech startup, AI Plus, has been caught lying about its India-only smartphone claims. The startup, founded by former Realme CEO Madhav Sheth, claims to produce smartphones made entirely in India. Everything, including the software, hardware and even the apps, are claimed to be created in India. However, multiple YouTubers, including the highly popular content creator Merhost the Boss, have found these claims to be false. Karachi. The Karachi Traffic Police have announced that an e-challenge system for lane violations on Sharia Faisal will take effect from June 1 today under the Traffic Regulation and Citation System, TRACS. In a statement, Deputy Inspector General Traffic Peer Mohammed Shah said that under the notified lane management plan, commercial to use the 2 leftmost lanes, which have been 2 leftmost lanes, which have been reserved for their movement.
Islamabad. The Islamabad High Court, IHC, on Monday adjourned the hearing of sentence suspension petitions filed by human rights lawyers Iman Zainab Mazari Hazir and Hadi Ali Chatha in the controversial social media posts case, as the Supreme Court directive to decide the pleas by May 26 remained unfulfilled. The Supreme Court directive was issued on May 12, more than 3 months after the husband-wife duo were sentenced in the case. They had subsequently filed petitions against their conviction in early February. Private airline South Air on Monday expressed its aim to launch flights connecting Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Dera Ismail Khan and Chitral with the rest of the country. The plans were announced by South Air Chairman Kanwar Mohammed Tariq during his meeting with KP Governor Faisal Karim Kundi.
Traffic police have started issuing e-chalons for lane violations on Shara-e-Faisal from today as part of efforts to improve traffic discipline on one of Karachi's busiest roads. According to a traffic police spokesperson, the system is currently being enforced only on Shara-e-Faisal in the initial phase. However, authorities plan to expand it to other major roads in the city in the future.
Karachi is facing a fresh water supply setback after a power fault of 54 million gallons per day. MGD, the Karachi Water and Sewage Corporation, KWSC, said on Sunday. According to the utility, electricity supply to the northeast Karachi NEK pumping station was disrupted in the early hours of May 31 due to a fault in a main cable operated by K Electric.
The Pakistan Telecommunication Authority, PTA, has issued a public warning stating that the sale and purchase of foreign SIM cards within Pakistan is illegal and punishable under the law. The regulator urged citizens to refrain from engaging in such activities, emphasising that violations could result in serious legal consequences. According to the advisory, individuals involved in the unauthorised trade or use of foreign SIMs may face a range of penalties. PTA highlighted that unlawful activities related to foreign SIM cards can undermine regulatory compliance and may be subject to strict enforcement measures.
With the monsoon season less than a month away, construction work on 3 planned underpasses along Peshawar Road has yet to formally begin, raising concerns about potential delays to Rawalpindi's ambitious signal-free corridor project. The underpasses planned at Racecourse Park, Army Graveyard and Charing Cross form a key part of a 25-kilometre signal-free corridor connecting the Islamabad Expressway with motorway Chowk.
MSI has introduced the MegVision X2 AI Plus, a new high-end gaming desktop that places AI more visibly at the centre of the system. Instead of only relying on software tools or a dedicated AI key, MSI has built a secondary display into the front of the PC case to house an AI pet to talk to.
The European Union's top diplomat, Kaja Kallas, was welcomed on Monday by Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. Ahead of a strategic dialogue being held in Islamabad, state-run PTV showed visuals of Kallas being welcomed at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs by Dar and meeting officials.
Washington reports that the United States and Iran are close to extending a ceasefire and reopening the Strait of Hormuz have sparked an intense debate in Washington about the future of U.S. policy toward Tehran. The discussion extends far beyond the White House. Some of America's most influential think tanks, research institutions that often shape policy debates and supply experts to successive administrations, are offering sharply different assessments of Iran, the consequences of the recent conflict, and the political risks facing U.S. President Donald Trump as he heads toward the 2026 midterm elections.
Marilyn Monroe's hometown of Hollywood kicks off Monday a series of special events marking the 100th anniversary of the movie icon's birth at the historic Chinese Theatre, where Monroe's handprints are immortalised alongside Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, 1953. Co-star Jane Russell. Fans plan to sing Happy Birthday, echoing her famed sultry serenade to President John F. Kennedy.
Coach operator Flixbus has announced the return of the 666 bus service to the Polish seaside resort of Hell. It resurrects the controversial so-called Highway to Hell bus journey, formerly run by local company PKS Gdynia.
Airstrikes resumed between the US and Iran over the weekend as each side claimed to have hit military targets near the Strait of Hormuz. The US Central Command, CENTCOM, said it conducted self-defense strikes on Iranian radar and command and control sites for drones in Gorak, Iran and Keshem Island this weekend.
The Islamabad District Administration has enforced revised business operating hours under ongoing austerity measures, with the new timings coming into effect from June 1, under the notification issued by the Office of the District Magistrate. All shops, markets and shopping malls in the capital will close at 8 p.m. throughout the week, including Saturdays and Sundays.
Ali Khan, the sister of PTI founder Imran Khan, on Monday dismissed reports about the former premier's meeting with an ex-army chief at Adiala jail as totally fake. All the news circulating on social media that a former army chief met Imran Khan in Adiala jail is fake, she said in a post on the social media platform X. US-listed cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase is allowing users in India to make trades using the rupee, marking a key expansion of its services in Asia's third largest economy. Customers can deposit and withdraw rupees through the so-called immediate payment service channel, the company said on Monday.
Pop star Dua Lipa and Fantastic Beasts actor Callum Turner married in London on Sunday, according to media reports, which said the low-key nuptials may be followed by a three-day party in Sicily. The Sun and Daily Mail tabloids showed photos of the couple leaving Old Marylebone Town Hall following a civil ceremony with just a handful of family and friends. The federal government is preparing to end a wide range of tax exemptions from July 1, 2026, in a major move aimed at increasing revenue, expanding the tax net and reducing special treatment for selected sectors and regions. Under the plan, tax relief measures set to expire on June 30, 2026 are not expected to be extended in the next fiscal year. This means many individuals, businesses and industries that currently enjoy lower taxes or exemptions will start paying taxes under the normal system from the beginning of FY 2026-27. Paris. Iga Swiatek's 25th birthday celebrations turned sour at the French Open on Sunday when the former champion lost to 15th seed Marta Kostyuk in the fourth round, and her quest for a fifth title ended just when she had looked to be rediscovering her form. Swiatek's shock 7-5, 6-1 loss came amid a chaotic spell at Roland Garros, with men's world number one Jannik Sinner, 24 times Grand Slam winner Novak Djokovic and defending women's champion Coco Gauff all going out in the previous 3 days.
In Pakistan, owning a house is more than just shelter. It is a symbol of financial stability and social status. However, this goal is slipping out of reach for many as soaring property prices and real wage decline have made home ownership increasingly unaffordable. Before getting into the extent of this problem, we first need to understand the country's demographics and how the problem is only expected to amplify. By 2100, Pakistan is projected to be the third largest country in the world with more than 500 million inhabitants. Based on the average household size of 6.3 per 2023 census, the country potentially faces an annual demand of 977,497 houses. While that foretells a massive planning and resource challenge, the distribution is even more telling.
The US said it struck Iranian military sites at the weekend, and Iran's Revolutionary Guard said on Monday it had targeted a US base in response, the latest in a series of exchanges amid negotiations to end the 3-month-old war. The strikes on Iran's Gulf coast were in response to aggressive Iranian actions that included the shoot-down of a US MQ-1 drone that was operating over international waters. The US Central Command said in a post on X.
President Donald Trump's mercurial personality has been under intense scrutiny in his own country and beyond. Many of his personality traits and governing style have been widely commented upon and discussed. What is perhaps under-recognised but more consequential, especially for his foreign policy, is how he takes initiatives or starts an endeavour but never finishes them. He embarks on a course of action but doesn't see it through to bring it to closure. Whether this is because of his short attention span, lack of staying power or consistency, the result is half-done ventures. Among the reasons for this is that he sets unrealistic objectives, and when he finds they are unattainable, he moves on. Trump changes course when he cannot get his own way. Rather than try to fix the issue at hand, he prefers to kick the can down the road. He switches attention almost randomly from one policy area to another, leaving issues unresolved. Dude, my gosh, there's a whole fleet of them. They're all going against the wind. Look at that thing. It's rotating. While this may sound like a scene from a sci-fi film, These were the voices of US Navy aviators reacting to an object detected by military sensors in footage later known as gimbal. The Pentagon formally released that video along with two others in 2020, confirming that they showed what it described as unidentified aerial phenomena. In May 2026, the Pentagon began releasing more declassified UAP material in batches through the Presidential Unsealing and Report System for UAP Encounters, known as PERSHU, hundreds of files and more than 50 videos, including historical records of green orbs, discs and fireballs, as well as newer military-linked footage. This, in its simplest form, is known as the unidentified anomalous phenomena.